5 tips to instantly improve your Amazon research. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right into it. Okay, so before I get into the first tip, I want you to like this video. It really helps the channel. It lets people know that you like it and you want more of this type of content. So like the video and let's get into that first tip. The first thing I wanted to tell you today is I want you to have a plan. I want you to time block yourself, right? So a lot of people, when they're doing research on Amazon, the big mistake that they make is they just jump onto Amazon and they randomly start looking for products. I want you to do 2 things. First things first, time block. So set 45 minutes for yourself in the morning and 45 minutes in the afternoon or evening if you have that time available as well. And I want you to use that as your research time. If you're sitting there for 3 or 4 hours and you're researching products, you're going to get burned out. And you're going to get burned out really quickly as well because researching takes a lot of concentration and a lot of focus. So with that in mind, 45 minutes in the morning or whatever time you can do it, 45 in the evening, and that's about it. That's the first thing. The second thing then is having a plan. What are you looking to get out of today? What's your goal? Is it to get 3 potential products that you can bring to a supplier? Is it to get 1? Is it to get 5? What is your plan for the session? And I suggest you be realistic. If you've got 45 minutes, for example, you're probably not going to find 10 products. All right. Now, let's say you decide, Stephen, I work better in 90-minute blocks. That's cool. I'm just suggesting 45-minute blocks because that's what I've found have been effective for a lot of people. If you find 90 minutes or better, 2 hours or better, that's absolutely cool. Just don't burn yourself out. So if it was 90 minutes, now you've got more time. Say to yourself, I'm going to find 3 products now. I'm going to find 5. Right? So set that plan out for yourself and time block it into your calendar and go make it happen. The second thing I want you to consider is having a quick jump off point for your research. So a lot of people, what they do is they start with a blank slate on Amazon. I've given a lot of different strategies on this channel. One of my strategies that I use often is the hobby strategy, where I'll just show you real quick. You can just jump over to Wikipedia, type in hobbies, wiki, and then it'll bring you to the list of hobbies. And you can literally pick any of these and look at them. So for example, flower arranging, we looked at that one day, or fish keeping. So you could just jump over to Amazon and type in fish keeping. They're going to give you some ideas here, but even accessories. So one of the things we like, click that. And then what happens? There's lots of different ideas for products that Amazon are suggesting to us. And so what you can do here is, let's take this one for example. It's a small aquarium beta heater. I don't recommend you sell electronic products, but I will just take this for a quick example. You will click that. You go small aquarium heater. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take it. I'm going to do all that because I think the beta thing is probably important. Might even take that out. Small aquarium heater. There's 1,000 results. Cool. Now we're getting a bit more specific, and obviously then you can basically click into any of these products and you can start segueing off of those. So here, this one right here, come down and start looking at, well, what are other things people also bought? Let me get more ideas for products. And then you start putting the rules that we have in place in the channel. So are there less than 1,000 results, or where is that? Are there, what's the BSR spread look like, and everything in between? So having something like that to get your research up and running is a really good way to get started a lot more quickly, a lot more effectively. So something like that is a good start. The next thing I have for you is to really make use of subcategories and subcategories, right? What do we mean by that? Well, let's just go and take a look at this product we were looking at a second ago. I'm not saying it's a good product. It's also powered. So I'm not saying to do this one. I'm making that quite clear. It's just a quick example just to show you what we're talking about. So when we come down here and we're looking at the BSR of a product, you can see the subcategory it's in. So it's in pet supplies, but it's number 4 in aquarium heaters and chillers. Again, likely not going to find any good products in there, but this is obviously a subcategory of pet supplies, and there's lots more: aquarium hoods, hydrometers, lights, blah blah blah. Let's just go with aquarium stands, just so that we're in a subcategory. Now the BSRs will load up, and you can immediately see some of these are starting to move down. They're not like, number 50 now in pet supplies because we're in a subcategory. So this one right here is an adjustable tank mount. So let's click into that, right? So again, that's actually out of stock at the moment. So it's an LED adjustable mount bracket. Let's just do that. So again, immediately I found something that's very specific because it's quite big. I'm gonna go LED tank mount. Let's just do that. So again, I'm expecting it to be a little bit over there, but as we scroll down, we can see lots of products in this category, blah, blah, blah. We're coming down, we're seeing more and more and more and more. So obviously this isn't a good market, but the point is that we're using subcategories and subcategories. And when we do that, we're gonna start to see products that are not as popular. And we're gonna start to see better products as well. So let me see if I can make my way back here. Okay, so we're gonna click into this product right here. It's an adjustable tank mount bracket. It's a similar one to what we were just looking at. And as I mentioned a second ago, again, like we have aquarium stands now, that's a subcategory. But what you'll find is when you get into bigger categories, you'll have subcategories. So you could have aquarium stands and then there could be a subcategory of that. In this particular market, there doesn't seem to be any subcategories because it's sort of a smaller category compared to, but actually, as a matter of fact, it's actually pet supplies, fish and aquatic pets, and we're in aquarium stands. So we are in a subcategory, but it can go even further if the categories are even bigger. And you start finding more and more items that you can start searching. So this is an aquarium stand, 20 by 10. We have here what have we got here? So a metal tank stand, 10 gallon. So again, like, I mean, there's so many items in here, and I'm not saying any of them are good. I'm just saying utilize subcategories and subcategories more often, and you will find more interesting ideas. I don't think I'm going to find too many in this particular category, but the point is, as you start coming down, number 21 in that subcategory is now 91,000, so it's way out of range. So it's a good strategy to be utilizing. You'll find more interesting products that way. Next idea that I want to share with you is to be very mindful of item specifics to avoid. It's very easy as you're going through your research to not think about this, and maybe inadvertently you bring in something that has a really sharp edge or something like that. It could hurt somebody, it could damage something, right? That's something you want to avoid. Also, you might get into it, and sometimes I see it in Marketplace Superheroes group, you know, people are talking about something that needs FBA approval or something, and I don't know what the product is, but it's like, why does that need FBA approval? What is that item? Is it something that comes in contact with a person? Is it an ingestible now we're starting to get into? What's going on? And so I think what happens with people is they can go off track a little bit. They start getting into products that have a lot of certifications, that are powered in some way, that are electronic, and they are actually in breach of our item specifics to avoid. Obviously, for those of you not in the program, you don't have access to this, but at a very quick level, all we're talking about is it a glass product? Is it hazardous? Is it sharp? Is it multi-boxed? Is it whatever? Is there something in that product that's going to make it difficult to sell? So that's something to really be mindful of. Is my item actually an item specific to avoid? Does it have one in there? All the products we just looked at would have, they're powered or electronic, we wouldn't have done them, so we would have moved on. So make sure you're reviewing that list when you're doing your research. Last point today, it's really simple. When you're doing your research, have patience and go deeper. What does that mean? Well, obviously have patience. It says exactly what it is. Take your time, go through the process, and be kind to yourself. When you're first learning how to do something, you're not going to be that good at it. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get better, and that's absolutely fine. And at the same time, going deeper, it's something I see all the time when we do calls with our members. They're looking at products that are very top level. So for example, they're looking at plastic water bottles, an absolute no-no, and they're trying to segue search off of that. Well, like what we've talked about in the channel before, you look at a product, you click in, it's a water bottle, you go down, you look at customers also bought, you look at sponsored products related to this item, and they're just nothing but water bottles. Whereas when you start getting into products that are a little bit more odd, we've talked about many of these on the channel in the past. I'll just give you one quick example. The product that we saw was the spider tree swing, I think it was called, something like that. Yeah, this type of item. Again, there's going to be lots, 374. It's not too bad actually on Amazon. If we come down, let's just click into one randomly. Click into this one right here, and as we scroll down, we can see 4 stars and above. We can see you might also like, and again, we're looking for more ideas. How can we go deeper? So this one right here, jungle gym, heavy duty, high back, toddler swing, whatever. Click into that. Okay, what's that look like? What's the BSR of that? Now we scroll down, and again, we keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And one tip I'll give you is, if you keep seeing the same product over and over again, it's likely too competitive. So these ones here, we would want to go a lot deeper than this to start finding products now that are more interesting, that are not as competitive, right? That's really, really important. And the big thing there is to have patience. So different video today. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like. That's really important. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And finally, if you're not part of our movement, we have lots of free training. One of them is down below in the description. I highly recommend you check it out, see what it's all about, and see how we can help you go further with your Amazon business. It doesn't matter if you have no experience, we have something for you. And as always, if you enjoyed this one, I appreciate it. Thank you for liking the video. And also, I hope to see you in another video really soon.